Hello again, Aquarius. So before we begin your reading, I have two cards for you. And I just want to mention here that I'm seeing a reoccurrence of a lot of oracle cards going on. There are a lot of synchronicities going on between the readings. So I would definitely suggest to check out all three aspects of your chart, your sun, moon, and your rising, because you may be connected to some other readings here as well. So now from Lay Vampire, you pulled Hunter, Aggressor, Tracker, Provider. And this one is saying that it is time to actively seek what it is that you want. And it's time to start thinking about how you're going to obtain what it is that you want. And this is also telling you not to wait. Don't ask anyone else to be able to go after what you want. This is about aggressively tracking down the things that you want. And then on top of that, you have passion from Chakra Wisdom. I love seeing this. And I'm going to actually read some of the key ideas with this one. This is about following your passions, of course, being authentic, taking a stand for yourself, being acknowledged, emotionally centered. I love it. I love it. This card is speaking about standing up for the things that you are passionate about, and you are correct to feel passionate about your choices. You need to follow your instincts here, and you need to know intuitively what is right for you. And when you look at that with Hunter, Hunter also speaks about being careful about the things that you go after. Really examine what it is that you're aggressively seeking here. But yes, you are definitely tracking down your passions. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Here is the energy coming through. Talking about seeking your passions. The Knight of Pentacles. Now, this Knight isn't really moving forward too quickly. But the Knight of Pentacles is all about needing to put in some hard work. He's looking to see what he can do to create more in his life. So there may be messages coming through for you to do something different here. But whatever it is that you're seeking out, you're definitely following your passions. And there may be an opportunity presenting itself to you to go after that. But it's like with the Knight of Pentacles, you're looking at what you need to do that. And I like how it's tying in with those two. And in the past, again, hard work. But whatever you're going after, it's going to create some security in your life. And maybe some financial gain as well. So the Eight of Pentacles, when you look at this image, the man is working really hard on his craft and refining his craftsmanship. But the most important thing with the Eight of Pentacles is that when you put in the hard work, you will see the results of what you are doing. So something's going on here where you're going after something that's going to create some security in your life, for sure. And you're doing some hard work. Oh, yeah. Speaking of passion. Oh, no shit. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands. These, to me, are just as powerful as majors. The aces are always good opportunities coming through, and it's like doubled here because you're getting messages coming through for a new opportunity, and there it is. And in the Ace of Wands, in the wand suit specifically, this is the fire, this is the passion, this is the drive, this is the opportunities that light your soul up. I like seeing that, because it's saying that what you're going after may bring some security into your life, but it is what you are passionate about. Beautiful to see. Future conditions. So now seeing this and looking at the eights, seeing that as the past coming through and then looking at the Eight of Cups, to me it's saying that it's a good thing that this opportunity is coming through to you, because I feel like there may have been something started already, but it just wasn't fulfilling you. So the Eight of Cups, and I'm seeing this so much this time, the Eight of Cups is about moving on emotionally before we do physically. This is where you have started something, but it is dragging you down, and emotionally you are done. This is where you need to say, that's okay. I'm going to leave this behind now and take a different path. And definitely you are taking a different path towards your passions. I like seeing that, but to me, seeing this in future conditions is saying that, there's some part of you that needs to be okay with walking away from what wasn't working for you before. And it's like, you may have worked really hard at it, but it just wasn't enough. And it's like, before you start this here, you need to be okay with letting go of what wasn't working before. There you are, Aquarius. Your best path to follow. I love seeing it. The star is saying that you will have a time of healing and have hope restored to you. This is having a hopeful outlook on the future. And again, it being the card of Aquarius. I have always said about that sign that all life flows from the water that they bear. You guys are so important. This star is about emotional balance and going with the flow of the universe. And to me, as your best path to follow is saying, be who you are. I love it. I love seeing that. To me, this is beautiful. You definitely have some good things coming to you, but you need to be okay with walking away from what wasn't serving you before. Because again, your best path to follow is saying we need some emotional balance. And your environment, there it is. I feel like, where the Knight of Pentacles, there really isn't a whole lot of movement going on. In your environment, it goes perfect with Hunter. It's aggressively seeking out things. Now, with the Knight of Swords, this is charging in quickly. This is active, going against the wind, right? He's charging quickly into a situation. Consequences be damned. We'll worry about that later. Now, seeing this in your environment is telling me that you're quickly wanting to move on to this new opportunity here. Now, this could suggest you going in just a little bit too quickly, but this could also suggest that you're wanting to see something different, like right now. So the Knight of Swords, and looking at that with Aquarius being an air sign. This is about being active and being courageous. The Knight of Swords is looked at as the messenger with a pure message. He just may be delivering it in a harsh manner. But I really feel like, this is your energy right now. Actively seeking out your passions. But don't charge away too quickly, because you have messages coming through here. And again, with the star, it's saying to go with the flow. And be who you are. Your hopes and your fears. Again, that feeling comes to me where there was some work put in here. Something was started and you worked so hard for it, but you need to be okay emotionally with walking away from what is no longer serving you and what is weighing you down. Because seeing the Nine of Swords in your hopes and your fears is saying that, you're wanting to get away from this. The Nine of Swords is mental anguish, despair, regret. It's all the mental shit that we do to ourselves. And it being in your hopes and your fears is like, yeah, it's understandable. It's not easy walking away from things that we've worked so hard for. But you cannot focus on that. You have something coming through to you. And your best path to follow, is saying we need to be emotionally okay with walking away from this, even though you've worked so hard at it. Because if you don't, this is what will continue to manifest. And again, this is the mental shit. All the mental junk that you do to yourself. And it's no wonder why that Knight of Swords is there. It's because, man, I got to get away from this because I'm going to sit and think about it too much. And there it is. And again, you're like aggressively seeking out your passions. And there it is. But there's something that needs to be dealt with here first. And the outcome, look at that shit. The Wheel of Fortune, yes, yes, yes. The Wheel of Fortune is like the half. The world is a complete end, but this is the half, right? You've gone through Ace through 10, and now here you are with the Wheel of Fortune. This is about going again. But this is about fate being on your side. Definitely, definitely. So all the bad is going down, the good is coming up. Anubis is suggesting rebirth. And I love that part of this card because it's going again, but taking the good with you. It's like, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, they talk about, you know, fate and destiny and good fortune, all these good things with the Wheel of Fortune because you've learned your lessons from the journey from before. And seeing that to me is saying that you have a second chance here. Even though what was started in the past that you worked so hard for is no longer fulfilling you, you have a second chance and you have messages and opportunities coming through to you to do something that is going to gain more security in your life. And you are right here. Here you are. Here is the card of Aquarius, and here is this air sign, which is you. This is your energy. And this is in your environment. You're charging forward quickly, aggressively, hunting down your passions. But be careful about charging away too quickly because there's something that needs to be dealt with here first. You need to be okay with letting go of what wasn't working before. Let it go because fate, again, is on your side. Seeing the Wheel of Fortune, yes, yes. And, you know, looking at it here, again, it's like learning the lessons from the journey from before. What you've been through, you're now seeing all the things that you've done, and you're ready to go again. And again, you're bringing the good with you this time. So, you know, and the star to me is saying that, you know, you're going to have that emotional balance. There's going to be a period of healing, which is good, seeing this. But be careful here. Don't charge away too quickly because there are some things that do need to be dealt with before you can experience this here. So clearly there is something that needs to be dealt with here before you start actively seeking out your passions. I feel like for some of you, you're wanting to charge away too quickly from having to walk away from what you worked so hard for. But, you know, again, with you showing up as your best path to follow is saying that you need to have that emotional balance. You need to be okay with walking away from what was not fulfilling you anymore because you have opportunities coming through to you to do something different. And definitely, you're going to go after it, but don't charge away too quickly until you have dealt with whatever mental anguish you're going through in regards to walking away from this. You have to make sure that you are okay so that you don't continue to fear this or fear having to experience this again and again. And the Wheel of Fortune, I love it. I love it. I love it because it's telling me that when you deal with the issues that are going on here, you are going to have a second chance to experience your passions. I love it. I love the way that this is working out. But again, you have some things that need to be dealt with. And remember, you're going to have that period of emotional healing. And be who you are. Go with the flow. Let the universe take you where it will. And when you look at these two together, I I mean, it blows me away how many times I've seen these already. So please make sure you check out the other aspects of your chart, but looking at these is beautiful. Actively seeking your passions. And here it is. Just make sure that you work at taking care of these issues first. And remember to be okay with walking away from what is no longer serving you so that you can experience something so much better.